What is going on? Your boy Roger Real Deep Cool here to talk to y'all about my last three bass acquisitions. Uh, and I want to talk about the differences between the three and kind of what made me go that way into getting these basses. Um, First of all, they kind of came into my life just out of nowhere. I mean, I really didn't intend to buy these three basses. They just came into my life out of nowhere. I'm just going to say that right now, right? And uh, being that I'm getting ready to start working on more projects now, starting today. I promise I have to. That I need more versatility when it comes to my basses and anything else I might do here in the studio. So I had to explain that to a young lady yesterday. And she was like, well, why you have to have so many guitars? Now, I said to her, I had to explain to her, imagine a toolbox. Something happens in your house, and you need a Phillips screwdriver. And you need a certain size Phillips screwdriver. So you go through and you got to find a Phillips screwdriver, straight slot, whatever the tool is. You need the right tool for the right job. Everybody doesn't want the same type of bass sound. That are musicians, that is. This new music that that's out there now really don't matter because they're using a lot of whatever, synthesis or it doesn't matter. I'm talking about real musicians in this sense. So real musicians want to make sure that they have the right tools for the right job. That's what it's about. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. My three latest acquisitions and why I invested in these basses. They're very expensive, and of course I don't have the beauty back here. I left that out front. We talked about her before. But these three are the newest acquisitions, and they can be spoken about. But just before we get started, we're going to thank the Heavenly for the opportunity to be able to see you guys. You see me, and hope everybody is doing well and doing what you got to do to keep living your life the way you want to live your life. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Now, as I always do, because I am a fragrance collector and a fragrance wearer, and there will be a niche fragrance collector and wearer. Just like these basses that I buy sometimes, people are like, where you get that from? We're going to talk about a fragrance that maybe someone here may not be familiar with. So let's talk about it. The name of this fragrance is going to be Salito Lindo. And basically, it's made in Melbourne, South Melbourne, Australia. And basically, this fragrance come out from the house of that made Amber Absolutely and so on and so forth. Fort Manley has something to do with this house. What's going on, Rod 6? So, this is what we're going to spray today before we start talking about the basses. It says Salito Lindo Race Forte. And Race Forte actually means from the house of, no, it doesn't mean that, but it has something to do with Fort Manley. Okay? I purchased this from Parfums de France down in VA in October when I went down there. And I want to shout out to my man Sammy and his assistants that helped me buy a couple of fragrances while I was down there. Some are now sold and some are still being sold because we got to pay for these babies. But, I like getting, learn about a fragrance. Then once I learn about it, I find out what it's about. Then sometimes I might just leave it alone. I might not even wear it for a while, actually. You know what I mean? Might not wear it again for another 6 months or whatever. This right here, I bought this out because I want to try it one more time. And this is a 50 mil. It says, 50 mil, Race Forte, Salito Lindo. Now, again, because I'm not in the fragrance hub like everybody else, I'm not, doing what y'all doing on Facebook, whatever. This is already out because C Money, who knows everything, Charles came over and said, "Oh no, that's already been out, man." I'm like, "Oh snap! I thought it was something new. Thought I was breaking some ground somewhere." But they said, "Nah, this has been out. What's going on, Laso? This has been out for a while." So I said, "All right, cool. Well, I got it, so it don't really matter now. Let's pop it off." So the box opens with a slide, and of course we're gonna slide it off. And that is the cover of the slide. All wood box, very nice, very detailed. And you have straw in the bottom of this box. So once you grab it out, I'll let you see what it look like in full presentation, because y'all know I like full presentation, especially in the cage. Holla at your butt. So that's the juice right there. Salito Lindo, 50 mil, wood top, nice bottle, nice simple bottle, almost like a decant bottle. But you get the label on there, Race Fuerte Solito Lindo, and you have your straw in the background. So basically, it has something to do with a Mexican type vibe, something to do with Mexico and maybe some plants in Mexico. I'm not sure what it is, but that's what it's about. So we're gonna spray it on because the title says Rickenbacker, Takamine, and Carvin Kiesel. So we gotta get to that because that's what we're here for. But I figure I always start my music videos off with talking about the fragrance because that's, again, I told y'all the story. That's how I got into doing fragrances. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to do. So today we're going to talk about the 3 bases and why I bought these bases into my collection. Okay? And everybody know I have a pretty extensive and very important collection. A lot of my collections consider bases not being made anymore. Limited edition bases. And guitars. Even though one of my guitars I had, which I did a video on a couple days ago, which was the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. And that bad boy, yeah, it was a beauty. Made out of koa. But I had to take that back last night to get this beauty right here. So let's talk in order and play them in order of how I bought them. So one night I was coming in to Guitar Center Plymouth Meeting. Check out John, Tom, John, the 2 Max, and my man Eli. Holler at them, say Rod sent you. They might give you a guitar pick or something for free if you buy something. You never know. So this is the first one I bought. And I bought this basically almost about a month ago. And this is called the Rickenbacker Walnut. Now this is a limited run too. They only made a few of these and then they stopped. As you can see, the details is beautiful. The maple on the back is bad. The wood is beautiful. It runs right through the body, all the way down to the body. Give you a lot of sustain, as they say. And to the front, we have the shark tooth inlays, shark tooth pearl inlays. Like I said, you can see the grain, if you can really see it, in the wood. You can see all the different textures and all the it's just beautiful. And it's a 2-piece neck all the way through. You can split this right in half, and it'll split right in half. There's a 2-piece neck all the way down into the body. This body is solid walnut. So and we got cloverleaf tuning knobs, and we got Rickenbacker. All right, and this is called the 4003. This is a 4003, which means it's a model that incorporates the Rico sound. You got 2 outputs on the back. You can have one output go to a 1 amp from a pickup. You can have other out to another amp from that pickup. And you can do stereo. That's what they call it, Rico sound, all right? So, the difference between this bass and all these basses right here, first of all, it is a fretted bass. This is a fretless bass. That's a fretted bass as well. The difference is, this bad boy used some crazy pickups. Now, the pickups and the pick guard over the top of the pickup, they're very weak pickups. So they're not the strongest pickups in the world. A lot of people have gone as far as changing out the pickups because they are so very weak. And you also got to add a lot of extra volume to this bass to get the smoke. So today we're just going to turn it up a little bit and make it pop. All right. So here we go. As you can see, the volume is very low. So I had to reach over here to my I'm using a DI today, made by the company Phoenix Audio. But the only thing I can actually afford from Phoenix Audio is very expensive gear, but they're very beautiful gear. So I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more just for this bass. Hopefully it don't get noisy. Now this bass just has a different sound from both of those basses. In fact, all 3 of these basses sound different. Again, remember the toolbox. You had the right tool for the right song, for the right composition. Not all basses are good for every composition. Now, a lot of people claim, and a lot of studio heads claim, and a lot of people claim I'll say the safest bass to use for any song is the Fender Precision bass. Everybody says, look, yeah, that bass is fancy. It might be a Federa, which is like a $5,000, $6,000 bass. It might be an Olympic, which is a $10,000 bass. It might be some of those crazy basses that that are basically luthier basses that cost thousands of dollars. And they said, well, nah, man, can you use that precision that we got hanging on the wall? A lot of studios have a precision on their wall. I don't know if any studio that really didn't have a Fender Precision hanging on the wall when I went and visited. So Fender Precisions are always on the wall. You're gonna see them because the Fender Precision is a cool bass. It's not too fancy, and it gets the job done. That's why they want a Fender Precision. This here is a Rickenbacker, which is a totally different sound from the Fender Precision. As most, if you're here and you're a bassist, you already know what this sound like. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick overview because it's almost time to go to work as usual. I had to get up early because they're working on my shower. They're doing a great job. And I had to get up early, so I might as well get up and say I might as well do a video before I go to work. So we're going to go to the top, which is this pickup here. We're going to turn everything up. And we're just going to play a line. Actually, I want to move this bass pickup up a little bit closer to the strings. It probably would give me more output. But right now, we're going to leave it where it is. We might do that later on, okay? Middle, that means both pickups. Down, that means just the back pickup. A lot of people like this sound. This sound right here is what they like, but they have a switch back here you can pull out, and it really gives you a Rickenbacker sound, but it loses a lot of gain too. You probably hear it, it might be a little bit low. That's the vintage sound, so when you pull out this potentiometer back here, that's the vintage Rick sound. You hear it, it's like, that's the sound. You push it in. See, you got a little bit. Back in. Now, when you use that in conjunction with both pickups playing, you get a sound as well. So you got both pickups now activated. Now we'll pull out the potentiometer for the Ricco sound. In. Out. So you hear the difference between having the vintage sound of the Rickenbacker. They built that into the circuit because a lot of people just really like that howl sound, that rah, that gnarl. They just like that sound. Again, I have to attest, I'm not really a bass player. I'm not even really a guitar player. I just know how to play instruments. How about that, y'all? Let's get y'all said, well, you know, you're not really that good, man. I'm really not. I didn't say I was that good. All I can do is hold a tune. Like, I'm not a really good singer, but I can hold a tune. That's all I'm saying. Right now, we're getting a little hum, which you shouldn't be getting. I can't. All right. Hope it's not a bad cable. Now we're going to go to the extreme and go to the bass I just bought this weekend. Again, thanks to Miss Pat for making this work. And this is what we call a fretless. Now you can stand this bass up or you can play it right here on your lap. I was inspired to buy this bass by a young man by the name of Bart Solders. And he was doing a video. Look at this video. If I remember, I'll put it down below. The video that inspired me to buy this bass. And it's called Bart Solders. It's called Bass Sounds 2. Over 1 million views. And probably 50 or 60 of them are me, just looking at him play these basses. And that's what I'm talking about. The bass collection is very extravagant. I only have 2 that he has. That would be the Rickenbacker and this. And not the same Rickenbacker model. There's a 4001 Rickenbacker model that only has 1 output and doesn't have 2 outputs. The 4003 has 2 outputs. If I'm not mistaken, just because I'm mistaken, comment down below and let me know if I'm saying it wrong, right? And then we have the Takamine. Like I said, you play this like an upright, or you can play it on your lap. And again, Bart Solders I'll show you the video. You guys like, look at that bass, look at that bass. That's what I said. I said, I'm about to go broke. All right, now the beautiful thing about this bass, it has its own preamp built in. So you can turn the volume up, turn the volume down. You can add reverb, you can add EQ, bass and treble. And then in the middle, if you go to this function called sub function, you can actually change the mid in the bass. You can also take out, if the bass start humming on stage, because they have F-holes. So a lot of times, sometimes, acoustic basses, they'll pick up a hum, or not a hum, but feedback, because it might be so loud that you need feedback control. This preamp right here allows you to dampen the chances that happen. If not, there's a guy who actually just bought some foam rubber, and he just put, foam, styrofoam, whatever it was, and he just molded it and put it in there so it wouldn't feedback when the volume was too loud, okay? So that's it. This is a ebony neck bass, again with, oh my god, antique tuners. They don't make these anymore. They don't make these anymore. Like, they only had a limited run on those. A walnut Rickenbacker. This right here is made of sycamore and spruce. So this is a solid spruce top and sycamore sides and back. And if you're used to playing bass like real bass players, they'll do that jazz thing, they'll walk it. I can't play right there. I gotta figure out how to play it. Some people went and bought a thumb rest and put there so they can play like that. And some guys just try to do the best they can without a thumb rest. Like put their finger up against the body. So that's how you play it like that. And if I had the arm, I would bring it down. Why would you choose a fretless versus a fretless versus a fretless? Oh, you mean a fretless as opposed to a fretted bass? Okay, I got it. Why would you choose? That's because certain songs, like regular R&B songs, use a fretted bass. There's only one bassist that would use a fretless bass. And there's a band called, this group called Brainstorm back in the day. They had a lot of hits out. He's the only R&B bassist that played a fretless bass. I forgot his name, and he's still playing now. But he used a fretless bass on R&B. But more than likely or not, if you're playing hip hop or anything like that, if you're doing hip hop on stage, whatever, you're playing a fretted bass, because this is made for jazz. It's just historically, fretless basses are made for jazz. Again, if I had the pen to put on the floor, I could play this just like a jazz bass. You go like this. Now, what might happen is, and the reason we have all of these basses is that somebody might come in and, what if somebody came in? I got a $100 session coming in, $100 an hour session. And homie just happened to walk in and say, oh man, I heard this song, man, with this fretless bass, man. Sound goes, roar, roar. You got a fretless bass? Cha-ching! In fact, I have 3 fretless basses. I have the Zeta bass, and if you look at the video last night, I played all 3. I just sold my Warwick bass to get this bass. But I got this fretless, which is the Takamine B10 fretless. I have a fretless Godin bass, an A4 fretless Godin. That really sounds like a fretless. And I already did the fretless video last week. And then I have a fretless bass made by Zeta, which is the real thin bass. If y'all look at the video last night, y'all see I played them all. And you'll see the thin bass with the hips. I call her my little girlfriend. This is my wife. It's a big girl. I like my girls thick. Zeta, she like that. She petite. I like them petite too. And that's the bass I play. That's fretless too. But 3 different sounding fretlesses. They don't sound the same. This fretless sounds different from the Zeta fretless. The Zeta fretless sound different than the Godin fretless. That's why. The reason you want a different bass As a producer, you want to make sure you got your bases covered, right? Now, I acquired this bass from a young lady. Her husband, unfortunately, passed away, and we was talking over the next 2 weeks. I'm trying to raise the money to buy this beauty, and she was telling me, yeah, he had as many as 63 basses. Now, he was an upright bass player, but that is nothing. If you guys get into bass and guitars and stuff like that, which I encourage you to do, you don't have to be a professional to do anything. Just play, just for entertainment, just to soothe your mind. All this craziness going on around y'all, it don't bother me. I'm cool. But for all y'all who like trying to struggle through all this craziness, pick up a guitar and just play around with it. You ain't gotta, I want to play like Eddie Van Halen, or I want to play Heaven Rest His Soul as well. Or any guitar player, Zing Malmsteen. Or I want to play like, Eric Clapton. You can't pick up the joint and just automatically think you're going to play Eric Clapton. You're going to pick this up and play like Victor Wooten or a major jazz bass player. You're not. But it gives you something to release some stress, release the tension of the problems in your mind and in your heart and your soul. Pick one up. Learn about it. Learn from me. Ask me questions. I'm pretty good at this thing now. Okay? As I've always been a producer. So, yeah. And now, lastly, what we purchased last night, and that's why I don't have my 2 antique basses by Albanese anymore. I gave them up. I took a major loss on them basses, man. Boy, did I take a major loss on them basses to get this. But he worked out the price for this, so I got this at a great price. This is a walnut bass. This is the Icon 4 made by Carvin / Kiesel. And look at it. It's just so shiny. It's beautiful. The headstock is the matching headstock. And all this is made from Claro walnut. Look how the neck is run right down through the bass. There's no bolts or anything. Right down through the bass. In fact, all of my basses I got back here today are all neck through basses. Which, in fact, what that does is, I gotta turn this down. This is a loud bass. What it does, it sustains. It gives you sustain. It gives you a lot of sustain. That means the note of last. Look at that. I just hit it. Note still going. Note is still going. When you have a bass that's sustained that much, you got a bass. And it's an investment, though. These are not cheap pieces of property, man. These things cost a lot of money. Lots of bread. Now, this company, Carvin Kiesel, they actually would hand make this. If I wanted this handmade, they would hand make this. It takes 10 to 12 weeks for your bass to be made. I bought one that was already made. And like I said, gorgeous. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Beautiful. And I would call this my side joint. I'm sorry. If this is my woman, she'd be my side joint because I'll probably be seeing her a lot. Now the reason I bought this is the most versatile of the basses that I have. Besides the Rickenbacker having that vintage sound when you pull out the potentiometer on the back pickup, this right here has one of the best EQ systems I heard in the bass. I mean, but then again, I haven't bought 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, $14,000 basses because theirs are probably good too. Now, the good thing about all these basses are you're capable of changing them out and changing electronics if you have to. Even this, you can take this preamp out and put another preamp in. I saw somebody who said he did it, or heard somebody who said he did it. This, if I ain't like these electronics, you take it to a shop, you open up this back, you put in like Aguilar. You might have, this is all Carvin and Kiesel electronics. I like Aguilar. I might throw Aguilar in here. I might like Bartolini. I might throw Bartolini in here. There's a lot of people who make preamps that you can just, put right in here into the new one if you like. But me, if I buy it like this and I like it like this, they don't even change it. I like it. Other than that, I wouldn't have bought it. If this had a Bartolini system, I'd be like, nah, I ain't really feeling it. Even though I don't know what a Bartolini system really sounds like because I don't really pay attention to what my stuff is made of. I pick it up, I play it. If I like it, I buy it. If I don't, I don't, The reason I like this bass is very versatile. Now, I was reading about it. A lot of people not really complained about the bass, but what they said was this bass sound hi-fi. Perfect. That's what I want. Hi-fi. Back here in the lab, we want hi-fi. Just clean. And it's not all, I ain't got all the highs up. Let me turn the highs up. Ooh, it just gets brighter. Turn the highs down. Okay? Then we're going to turn the bass up. Whoa! Let's turn the bass and the treble up. You see what I'm saying? But where the beauty comes in, I put them back to normal now. The beauty comes in with the mid sweep. And I did this last night. Let me let y'all hear what a mid sweep sound like on each pickup. So this knob right here, you turn it to get the pickup blend that you want. You turn all the way to the front, you get the neck pickup. Turn all the way to the back, you get the bridge pickup. Simple as that. You put it in the middle, you get both pickups. If you want a little bit more of the other one, you just put, I want a little bit more neck pickup than I want bridge pickup. I want a little bit more bridge pickup, I want neck. You just put it like that, bam, you can, all different tones you can get. But the tone, you're gonna move to the front pickup. Here's the sweep I'm gonna let you hear. I'm just gonna pluck a note and I'm gonna let it sweep. Ready? So it's like a parametric EQ. You heard it? Why? Check it out again. It's like a wah-wah again. You feel me? Now if you go to the back, now we're going to take it to the back pickup and do the same thing. Crazy. Now if you don't want that to happen, you just turn it down and you get a lighter effect. But if you turn it up, you get the wah-wah, right? So in combination with those two, now you have two beautiful pickups. You put it in the middle, right? Got the volume up. You got the bass and the treble like you like it. So I want a little bit more high. And y'all want a little bit more treble too. Now I'm gonna put the mid sweep in middle mode. I like that. That's cool. I like that spicy. That's spicy. Now let's put a little bit of sweep in there. I like that. I like that. I like the sweep on that. I like that. A little bit of treble. A little bit more pop. And a little bit more bass. That is loud. This thing gets loud. The more EQ you introduce into this bass, the louder it gets. When everything is detented in the middle, you get your normal sound of bass pretty much. Even with the volume all the way up, both pickups, everything center detented, everything. This is what you get. This is the natural sound you get in the bass without the EQ. The EQ is now flat. And I could be happy with just that sound alone. Oh, what was that song by this guy called Brian Wright? Oh. Hold up. And actually, Marcus Miller played this. I didn't know Marcus Miller played this bass line. I didn't know Marcus Miller goes back as far as I go back. I didn't know. I thought Marcus Miller came into play around the time he started producing Luther Vandross. And then, not really. He was with David Sanborn. That's what I know about Marcus Miller. I didn't know Marcus Miller goes way back. And this is Marcus Miller bass line. And I just picked that up from knowing I heard it before. And that's another thing. Playing over the years, I can figure out a song just hearing it in my mind like, okay, all right, that's how they go. And I get somewhere close. I might be a key high or a key lower, flat or sharp, but I get close to what that bad boy is saying. So that's me. I never played that song in my life. I just figured it out because this bass inspires me to figure stuff out. A little bit more bass, a little bit more treble, a little bit more bass. what I'm saying? Let me turn down some of that mid. I want a little bit that mid down a little bit. So I pick the frequency that I want and turn it down. And now I got to hold up another sound. And then you got a different sound. So that's what it comes down to. These three basses, they all are different. And that's why we put different tools in the toolbox. Now it can become an expensive situation after a while. Because this bass, and I'll just tell you the retail prices. I'm not going to tell you what I paid. They don't even tell you what I paid. But I ain't paid retail because I didn't buy any of them new. Except this is pretty much I bought new. Because it just came out not too long ago. But the Carvin Kiesel bass retails for $16.99. And we talk about a lot of money. So, yeah, I didn't get it for half price. I didn't get it. Honestly, I didn't get it for half price. $16.99 for a Carvin Kiesel, and they'll make it for you. Now this is bought already made. If they make it for you, $16.95. They got to make it for you. They got molded for you, built it for you. Bam. This bass, the Takamine bass, costs $3,900 new. You can look it up yourself. I'll tell you the name. The Carvin Kiesel, Walnut Charlo, Icon 4. Look it up for yourself. This bass is called the Takamine B10. Very simple. Look it up yourself. I'm not bragging about how much it costs. I'm just telling you, to get into this business, sometimes you got to spend a little money. I got this studio back here. Nobody gave me the studio either, right? I had to work hard, blah, blah, blah. Rob Peter to pay Paul to get the studio, and then I had to make some money from the studio. Last year wasn't a great year because people wasn't coming through. This year, we pray heaven, all this crap is going to be gone, and we're going to open back up. We're going to do what we got to do. This bass is $3,900 new, probably even more. And you can still, if you buy it now, it's still going to cost you upwards of $2,500 to buy this bass. I didn't pay $2,500. And I thank Pam, and like I said, may heaven rest her husband's spirit. You know, and I'm going to be good and really use this to hey. And back here we had a Rickenbacker. That bass goes for $22.99. New. Name, the Rickenbacker 4003 W. Look it up for yourself. You see how much it costs. Right, where you get all this money? That's none of your business. That's what that comes down to. Nah, real talk. I just work, man. I work, and some things I sacrifice, you know what I mean? Some days I don't eat for a whole week. You know what I mean? That'll help me out. That'll save me like maybe $50, you know, every 50 here, 20 here, you know what I mean? You know, I may take a guitar, I'm not using it anymore, sell that. I sold my, to Guitar Center last night. What time is it? I gotta get ready to go. What time is it? Oh, 36. Man, this watch is slow. Oh, man, I'm munching, y'all. I gotta get up out of here. I had a Moog Sub Fatty, and I gave that up last night. Double check. Man, it's 29. This computer is fast. Come on, man, stop playing me, dog. All right, let's put the back. What time y'all got? East Coast time. 30. Okay, it's 10:30, not 10:36. You was right, baby. This is my Hamilton Khaki Pro. Hamilton disappointed me though. I had a serious. Thank you, sir. So yeah, plenty of sound options. Yes, so Leso, I do. And thank you for asking questions. Thank you for being involved. And yeah, if you ever want to get into an instrument, I try to tell people, it's not how much you pay for an instrument. Because buying a car is not how much you pay for the car. It's do you enjoy driving it? Does it give you this excitement when you have to make that payment every month? Does it make you like regret making that payment every month? Or does it say, I'm gonna probably making that payment every month? And we ain't talking about them raising insurance on this and all that kind of crazy stuff like that. I'm saying just in general, when you purchase something, you purchase it not because it's expensive and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, because there are a lot of people out there who do that. They purchase stuff just to keep up with the Joneses, and then they end up losing it because they just want to keep up with the Joneses. Anything I buy for a purpose. If I buy expensive cars because, okay, am I paying for maintenance? I buy a BMW. I lease BMWs. I don't pay for any maintenance. I don't pay for nothing. I get a warning or a notification. Bring your guitar in on the screen. You take it in. They give you a loaner. They do what they got to do with the car. Give me back. Bam, for 3 years. I'm chilling, right? The payment might be a little bit high because I never put money down on the car. That's another thing you might be exploring. When you're leasing a car or even buying a car. Well, buying, you're going to put some money down. When you're leasing a car, put no money down on no car. You keep that money in your pocket. Your payment gonna be high, but you take that money, put it in the bank. You lease it for 3 years. You grit it out until you maybe get a tax return like I do, and then you make up the difference of what you want to pay. Say for instance, you want to pay $600, but your bill is $8. You get your income tax return. You times 20. You times the difference, which is $200 times 12. You throw that in the bank. Or if you was going there to put a $2,000, $3,000 payment down, just take that $3,000 and put it in the bank. When it's time to make the payment, you bring the portion of the payment down to the amount that you want to pay. So if it's $500, but you got to pay $700, you had the $200 sitting up here. You never gave it to them. Once they take the money from you, it's their money. You ain't see that money no more. You lease, you keep your money. Don't worry about the high payment, because then, like I said, you take that money, you put it in the bank, and you leave it alone. And then you make the difference of the payment up that you want to pay. Bam! And you still got the money. It's over 3 years. How many income tax returns you going to get? Hopefully you're not owing anybody. How many income tax you going to get in 3 years? 3 income tax returns. Enough to take every year and put that 12 months of payment up there that's going to make the difference of you living. Same thing with buying guitars. Bam! Or I might have something back here. I ain't using that no more. Let me get rid of that joint. And I'll just get rid of it. And I'll sacrifice it, as I say, to get something I really want. Or something that, not just something I really want, but something that's special. If you're giving up something in this business, if you're giving up something, and producers will tell you, if you're giving up something to buy something else, it's got to be something that's going to be special. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to downgrade. You just rather keep what you have than downgrade and lose money. But what you do is, like, there might be something that might have a great price. Say, for instance, this right here, the Kai piece, right? That's an old piece. This is, hypothetically say, this is $1,200, right? But dang, somebody selling that joint for like $500. I don't have $500. What can I use in this studio to take to the pawn shop to get the $500? Bam, pick that up, pay a little interest in the pawn shop for the joint until you get the money. Bam, you can take the money to the pawn shop, get your piece out. Now you still got this, which is $500, because you weren't going to get it for $500 anywhere else. And then you go to the pawn shop and get the rest of your stuff out. Using a tax return. For some of y'all, maybe a stimulus check. Maybe for me, working overtime, like I'm working today. Hey, I'm out of here, man. I just want to explain a little bit of economics that I try to use. I mean, look here. I ain't rich at all. I'm nowhere near rich. I work hard, man. I thank heaven for it. But that's what you got to do. That's how you stay in this business. Don't buy a guitar because you think it's the best guitar. If you're not going to play the guitar, you're going to end up selling to me. Cheap. Don't do that. I'm out of here. Talk to y'all later. Have a great day.